right, Chris, let's move on to headline number 3. Walmart, they put their flag in the sand. They said, we are not joining Prime Day, Chris. We are not going to play that game, Amazon.
No, they don't want to be in the melee.
No, according to CNBC, after typically throwing their own overlapping sales event, Walmart this year sat on the sidelines as the big box retailer has already had weeks-long deep discounts on items, including everything from bicycles to air fryers, apparel, and more as it tries to sell through excess merchandise. Chris,
Yes.
this is also where A&M would like to put you on the spot this week.
Bring it.
All right.
A&M.
A&M says, we're observing retailers and manufacturers taking different approaches and strategies to Prime Day from a promotional depth and marketing campaign standpoint, with many taking Amazon head on. What do you think are the implications for those who try to go toe-to-toe with Amazon versus sit on the sidelines like Walmart? And how much of that depends on who you are as a retailer?
Ooh, that's another fabulous question. These guys are on a roll with these questions. Let me think about that for a sec. So I think the way I'd answer that would be in normal times.
Okay.
An emphasis on the word normal.
Yeah, I was like, when was that last happening?
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, you're right. No, that's a great point. Like, it's probably normal times probably haven't been for the last 3 years, but especially not this year.
Yes.
And I'll say why in a minute. But like, I think in normal times you have to participate, especially if you sell market available goods. Because if you're a retailer that's in that business, these events are going to pull demand in. They're going to pull demand up from later in the season. Like, people are going to wait for these sales to buy what they want, and you're going to be left holding the bag.
Yep.
So I think you have to participate. Now, with that said, like you alluded to, which I thought was great, is this year is also really, really unique. I can see why Walmart would do this for a couple of reasons.
Okay.
All right. One, their demand and supply could be so out of whack that adding promotions like this just make forecasting and forecasting their inventory needs going into the back half of the year even more difficult with just how effed up the supply chain is.
Right.
Like, why add so much more variability into what you're already trying and probably having a hell of a time trying to figure out how much you're going to need for next year? So in some ways, it kind of makes sense. And then 2, the jaded side of me says that this signals that Walmart already knows the quarter that it has in front of them. And I don't know which way it's going to go. I was thinking about it. At first, I was kind of negative, but then I was like, they could just be like, crap, we do a big grocery business. Inflation is killing it for us. Like, our results are going to be good, so we don't need to play in this game. Or they could be like, our sales are so bad. We've already run a Walmart Plus day. We're cleared through excess inventory. It's not going to add anything at this point.
Right.
Either way, the answer is, why put it in our base? John Furner and Doug McMillan are probably saying, why put this in our base? Let's come back to it next year when we get when things kind of return to normal. We get the automatic lift in our sales when we report our earnings next year. This year, we're just going to take our lumps and roll with it. That's kind of my take here.
Do you think that they get any like reprieve next year, even if they're like, well, I mean, but there was like inflation was at an all-time 4-decade high and whatever, like there's all these different factors if it does come back to bite them next year for doing this? Or do you think that it's just like,
I don't know. The other thing I thought about in last night, and thinking about the story too, is they kind of already did it. They did Walmart Plus days,
right?
Which is kind of the same damn thing,
right.
And so like, you're kind of saying you're not participating, but you kind of did,
right?
So like, I see them still doing something, and they're gonna have to anniversary that already.
Exactly.
So like, I don't know. I just think I think this story's funny, and it's another sign of what's going on at Walmart, I think.
Yeah, I think your points are brilliant.
Brilliant. I got a brilliant.
I do.
Wow.
I think that we did discuss this briefly yesterday, but you really got me thinking on this one. I think they clearly have some other things going on in the background, and I think that it might be a smart decision for Walmart this year to not like divert more resources, like you said, to another Prime Day just to be in competition. And it sounds like they already have a ton of like, there's so much excess inventory that they're already seeing deals in the stores too. So I think that, is it going to be is the juice worth a squeeze, I guess? And I really am curious to see what's happening over the course of the next few months, especially as we go into a recession, and how these retailers start to play against one another. Because like we did an event with Upside yesterday with Tyler Renahan, their VP of retail. And it's like, if you're just going to race to be the price leader, which isn't, I mean, people are going to make decisions on where they're going based on price. It's just going to be a race to the bottom. And like, that's not providing a better shopping experience for your customers. There's going to be something that you need to do as a retailer to add the convenience, to get people to be coming to you versus price. I just don't think that's going to be a good strategy.